Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous lecture, we actually studied about the sieve analysis and we learned that how to create this table by using the observed data from the sieve analysis. Now, let us understand that how we can plot the particle size distribution curve. Now see here in this particular table there are two columns. The first column is of the sieve size and the second column is of the percentage finer. So for me, for drawing the curve, this will be our y-axis. This will be our y-axis, whereas this will become our x-axis. And if you see that as the size of the sieve is increasing, the percentage finer is also increasing. So just by using this concept, I am not exactly going to plot these values, but by showing this particular table and calculation, I just wanted to tell you that as the percentage of a finer is increasing, the sieve size is also more. And yes, what is percentage finer that we are going to study here? See, if I see that the percentage finer is 80%, that means that there are 80% of particles that are smaller than this size. If I am asking that for 75 micron the percentage finer is 0, that means only 0% of particles are smaller than 75 micron. In the same way, for 4.75 mm, what I can say that 55% of particles are smaller than 4.75 mm. So that is meant by the percentage finer. Now let us move ahead and plot the curve. For that, now let us first of all draw that this is your y-axis, and as I said that on y-axis I am going to plot percentage finers. And yes, percentage finer is varying between 0 and 100%. So let me plot here 0 and let me plot the 100 here, and yes, there will be some more values here in between, so I am just plotting these values. Now after that, see here on the x-axis the particle size, or as I said, that is a sieve size that can be plotted. So we can either write down here the particle size, or we can also write down that is your sieve size. Fine. And yes, as you know that the sieve size is varying from, even that can be of 20 mm and that can also be of 0.075 mm. So now is the question that what should be the interval of the x-axis. So see here we actually take log scale here. Why log scale? Because this range is very high, and if the range is very large, what the log scale can do, on one mark if it is 100, then another mark will be of 10, and after that it will be of 1, and after that it will be of 0.1. So like that on the log scale the interval keeps on changing. So now let us plot here that this is your 10 mm, this is your 10 mm, after that this is your 1 mm, after that this is your 0.1 mm, and this is your 0.01 mm, and after that that is your 0.001 mm. So if you are actually using log scale, that means you can show large range of values on the x-axis. And as I said that the higher is the sieve size, higher will be the percentage finer. So here we can say that the graph will be something like this. Why? Because for the more particle size, the percentage finer will be also more, and as the particle size or sieve size is decreasing, the percentage finer will also decrease. So that is how we can actually plot the particle size distribution curve for a particular soil. Now first of all, let us understand that what is the percentage finers. As we already learned that it is the percentage of particles It is the percentage of particles of a given soil smaller than the given sieve size. Smaller than given sieve size. So that's your percentage finer. And now on this particular graph, what we actually plot, we plot that where the percentage finer is 30%, and for that whatever is the sieve size or particle size, that is termed as D30. Similarly, wherever the 10% finer is present, for that the particle size is written as D10, and for 60 we plot the particle size as equals to be D60. So if I ask you that what is D60, what is D60? Obviously, what is D60? That is the particle size corresponding to, that is the particle size corresponding to 60% finer, corresponding to 60% finer. Or I can also say that, see, D60 is actually the size of sieve from which 60% particles are passing. That means it is also a sieve size. It is also a sieve size from which 60% particles will pass. 60% particles will pass. So this is another definition. And now also understand, this is actually the particle with respect to 60% particles are smaller, because obviously if the particle size is smaller than this particular opening size, then only the particles will pass. So we can here say that it is the size with respect to which 60% particles are smaller. Fine. So that's what is D60. In the same way, you can also define D30, or even you can define D10. But if I ask you that among D60, D30 and D10, which one will be bigger most? So obviously, see here, D60 is coming here, and that is between 10 and 1. D30 is coming here, 1 and 0.1, and D10 is coming even smaller than 0.1. So what I can say that D60 will be bigger and D10 will be the smallest. Fine. So that's what is the relation that you should understand. Now, let us also understand that how many different type of graphs can be plotted for the different type of soil. So for example, let us plot the graph again. And this is your y-axis. On the x-axis, that is particle size. Let us suppose that this is the graph. And if this is the graph, please understand this is the biggest size of particle, whereas this will be the smallest size of particle. Yes or no? And this range is quite big. On the x-axis, what was the graph? That was the particle size. And on the y-axis, what was the graph? That was the percentage finers. Fine. So what you have observed from this particular graph, that the range of the particle is quite big and the slope of the graph is almost constant. See here, the slope is almost constant. What is mean by the slope? It tells us that how the percentage finer is actually changing. So let us suppose if this is your soil A, then what I can tell you about the soil A? I can tell you that the particle size range is quite big. Fine. And there is a particle in almost every range of this soil. So what I can say that there is a big range of particle size, and all size of particles are present. What is meant by that in the soil structure? Let us understand that again. See, this is bigger size of particle. These are the bigger size of particles. Fine. So these are the bigger size of particles. And let us suppose that, obviously, as I said, that all size of particles are present because the slope is almost constant. So what I can say, that even medium size of particles will also be present. So let us suppose that this void is actually filled by the medium size of particle. After that, I said that even the smaller size of particles are also present here. So smaller size of particles are also present here. Okay, and such particular soil, you can see that even the smaller void is actually being filled, and as all or most of the voids are actually filled, that soil is known as well graded soil. So such particular soil is known as well graded soil. Why? Because the particle size is well distributed in this particular soil, and even the smaller voids are filled by the smallest particles. Now, apart from this, let us understand one more soil. This is another soil. What I can see here, that the range of particle size is quite less, quite small. Only medium size of particles are present, or even I can say that this graph can be here also. So even for this, what I can say, that the range is very small. Either only bigger particles are present, or only smaller size of particles are present. So the range of particle is not good. So for that, let us suppose that this particular soil is your soil B. For soil B, what I can write down? I can write down that only small range of particles are present. Small range of particles are present. And if only small range of particles are present, that means let us suppose only bigger solids are present. Let us suppose only bigger solids are present. Then what will be the structure of the soil? See, this will be the structure of the soil. Only bigger size of solids are present, and here you can see that there is no small particle that can get adjusted in this particular void, or that can remain present in this void. Yes or no? So that means smaller particles are not present. Yes or no? And such particular soil is actually known as poorly graded soil. Such particular soil is known as poorly graded soil. Now let us suppose if I ask you that why this matter to me as a civil engineer. Obviously, if I ask you that which soil will have more strength, obviously, because the strength of soil is because of the solids, not because of the voids. And as voids are more in the poorly graded soil, the soil that is well graded will be more strength. Yes or no? So here I can write down that the strength of, here I can write down that if I ask about the strength, then the well graded soil will have more strength as compared to the poorly graded soil. Yes or no? If I ask you that which soil will have more voids, obviously poorly graded soil will have more voids. Fine. Let us suppose if I ask you again one more question. Now let us understand that this is another graph. This is another graph. What you can see here, what is the difference that you can observe here? See, this is your R31 and this is your R32. This is R32 and this is your R33. Okay, for the same soil I have actually plotted that into total 3 different range. And in the second range, see here in this particular range, what you can observe that the slope is almost 0. The graph is almost horizontal. And if the graph is almost horizontal in this particular range, what I can say that the percentage finer is not changing. Yes or no? If the percentage finer is not changing, that means the percent of particles in this range is very less. Percentage of particles in this range is very less, or almost negligible particles are present in this range of size. Yes or no? So that means I can see here that in the range R32 the percentage of particle is almost absent. And as the percentage of particles are absent in a particular soil, there is a gap in the gradation, and hence such particular soil where the graph become horizontal in between, such particular soil is known as soil C, will be known as gap graded soil. Such a particular soil will be known as gap graded soil. Why? Because particles are absent in a particular range of size. Particles are absent in a particular size range. And for this particular example that I have plotted, in which size range solids are absent, that is R32. Whereas you can see that R31, in the R31 range solids are present, in R33 solids are present, because percentage finer is changing. Fine. So that's now let us understand one more graph. Let us suppose if the graph is 100% or almost vertical, like this. So this is fourth type of soil. What I can see about this, all the particles are of almost same size. Yes, because range is very small, and hence such particular soil D, what I can see, that range of size is very small. And for such particular soil, what I can see, that all particles are of almost equal size. All particles are of almost equal size. And such particular soil in which all the particles are of equal size, such particular soil is known as uniformly graded soil. Such particular soil is known as uniformly graded soil. So I hope now you understand that why it is said uniformly graded, because in every location you will find that the particle size is almost same. So these are actually total 4 category of soil that you can actually classify on the basis of the particle size distribution curve. And in this lecture we have studied that why and what are the axis of this particle size distribution curve, what are the different type of curves that are possible, and among these curves we actually plot the values of D30, D10 and D60. And if I ask you, let us suppose if I ask you for uniformly graded soil, can D60 and D30 be equal? Yes sir. If the soil is 100% uniform, that means let us suppose you have taken a set of balls. So what you can see, that all ball is of equal size. So for that D60, D30, D10, everything will be of equal size, yes or no? So for uniformly graded soil, D60, D30, D10, everything will be almost equal. But if I am saying that the range is bigger as for the well graded soil, the difference between D60, D30 and D10 will be more. So that's all for this particular lecture. Obviously particle size distribution is not yet completed, still some part is remaining, and we will meet again in our next lecture. Till then, keep learning, keep growing.